G'day everyone, welcome to the Bothy. I'm Chris. That would be Al, but he's still away. Our gumboot of a Prime Minister told the audience at the Ballarat Bush Summit this.
A couple of things that we have to recognise. One is that there hasn't been a new coal-fired power station begun for this century. That's just the truth.
That's just the truth, he says. Not a Bible inside, lucky for you, Albo. Here's the truth. Redbank Power Station began in New South Wales in 2001. It was decommissioned in 2014 and converted to a biomass power station. Collide Power Station in Queensland began in 2001. Millmerran in Queensland began in 2002. Tarong North in Queensland also began in 2002. Kogan Creek in Queensland began in 2007. And Blue Waters in WA began in 2009. It was approved by the Howard government in 2005. Now, I'm sure there's a catch here somewhere that maybe the thought bubble of these coal-fired power plants came about prior to the start of the century, or perhaps at the start of the century, in Albo's eyes, is 2022, when his term began. Maybe everything before 2022 is just a communistic haze for Albo.
And there hasn't been any regulation stopping that. There is still nothing stopping that. Now someone wants to build a coal-fired power station, they can go and do it.
As for new coal-fired power plants being applied for, in 2023, Clive Palmer's Waratah coal-fired power station in Barcaldine was denied on the grounds of coal burning being on the way out. It was stated that due to the high cost and inefficiency of coal power, coal-fired power stations can no longer compete against more modern technology. There will be no reliance on coal in the future. And then, of course, in 2024, we wander over to COP29 and sign our lives away as we sign to the call to action on no new coal and pledged not to build new coal-fired power plants without carbon capture technology, making them extremely expensive to build and maintain. In case you think we're coming at this from just one side of the argument, this government has talked of coal-fired power plants being removed by 2038 and not relied upon by 2035, as per the Australian Energy Market Operator. Behind closed doors, however, Chris Bowen is telling the states they can extend the life of their coal-fired power stations in order to maintain the power required. Some power plants are now not scheduled to close until well into the 2040s, while others, such as Millmerran, aren't scheduled to close well into the 2050s. Some power plants have no active closing schedule attached to them at all. And just as a side note, there are 3 coal-fired power plants in Victoria that are scheduled to close, 2 in the 2030s, 1 in 2047. The one that is owned by China is closing in 2047. The other 2, owned by Australian companies, are closing in the 2030s. China. So get out and march on Saturday, folks. Australia united against a corrupt government. 12-2. See you there in Melbourne. I'll leave you with one final message from our Prime Minister.
But I won't bullshit people.
Reducing power prices by $275
For cheaper electricity.
It will save families $275 on average a year. Households will benefit by $275 on average.
It will mean cheaper power for homes and businesses.
That will reduce power prices by $275. $275. $275. $275. $275. $275. $275. $275. $275. $275. And cheaper energy bills.